Ghost Racing Network now has merch. Go to grnmerch.com to browse our selections from stickers to custom-made by request hoodies and shirts. If you've ever wanted to support Ghost Racing Network outside of YouTube, here's your chance. Ghost Racing Network, for the scary side of iRacing. Sorry about that, y'all. I forgot that I was trying to record Counter-Strike a little bit ago, but we are here at Bristol Motor Speedway. You see the guys currently sitting on pit road right now, and I just realized my sound was reset for this, so let me go and do that completely. My fault there. So now we have sound here. Going to pull up some kind of race info here, maybe a little bit. These guys can get here on track in time. So, see, half mile, this is known as the last great Coliseum's drivers will get pretty mad at each other, and I mean absolutely furious. So we're probably going to see a lot of tempers flare. I would not be surprised by that one bit if we do. Can't really go over the grid because it's such a small track. I'll do it from my side. So first is Brendan Kohler. Ooh, actually, I might have time here. This is start finish line. Yes, I will. Okay. I'll have time to do it very, very quickly. Yeah. Well, at the top. So first is Brendan Kohler, second, Aiden Kirker, third, Jared Wishon, fourth, Chris Worrell, fifth, Zach Lindgren, sixth, Jordan Weaver, seventh, David Shothouse, eighth, Brad Peters, ninth, Marcus Adams, 10th, Kyle Smalley, 11th, J.R. Houston, 12th, Roberto Ramirez, 13th, James McKee, 14th, Brian Jones, 15th, Nathan Yarnell, 16th, Calvin Allison, 17th, Walker Thomas, 18th, Caden Henry Oaks, and 19th is Josh Duke. For some reason, I thought I said Walker again on the bottom. I think it's just kind of got confused on where it's positioning at. This is going to be a long race. A lot of drivers will probably get mad at each other. Tony Stewart threw a helmet one year at Matt Kenseth because they wrecked on each other. But you see pace car will pull off here. Carter has a flag in his hand, and the green flag is in the air. We are underway here from the last great Coliseum. And a fun thing about this track too is I actually live only about, I think, an hour away from Bristol. I go down there pretty often, or from Bristol Motor Speedway. Bristol I live like 30 minutes from. It's actually, I think it's actually not in, I don't think Bristol Motor Speedway is actually fully in Bristol. It's in some other county, I can't remember what, or some other city, I can't remember what it was though. I don't think it's actually in the Tennessee, or in the Bristol part of it. Aiden Kirker, he gets the lead though. Now Aiden is running that low line now. He was in the high line. I don't think they've replicated the high line enough, sadly, because before you could just go up. I mean, I was ripping that line at one league race, and it was working, but I know they took that away in the open, which Wishon's getting it done here. When you talk about the high line that I was riding here, I mean, I was up on the wall, but Wishon's going to get the lead here from Kirker early on, but it's only 5 laps in, so we got to see if those tires will hold up. Around lap 15, we'll start to see people slide off the corners. One common thing at Bristol is that guys, they get way too greedy off the exit. Want to lay down the throttle. They think, oh, it's going to stick, and it does not, because it has. You had a fun time, very fun time dealing with the car coming off the corner. I got Worrell and Shothouse battling here. Shothouse actually has a paint scheme this time. And he ran the black car before, and that's what he's been running the whole season, basically. Calvin Allison, he's evidently struggling here. Or he might just be laying back, to be honest with you. I mean, Bristol, one thing, too, when guys wreck, it's like everybody piles in. Not really a lot of move. There we go. Jordan Weaver down to the bottom. He definitely chased that car down there with him. This is very much a rhythm track, however. Once you get in a rhythm, especially on the high line, the high line is a fully rhythm way around here. And you get so used to lifting, turning, braking at the same spot every single time. But Marcus Adams just ran a 14:53. That's the fastest lap of the race by almost 2/10. Wow, that's moving. Parker switched up to the high line. So has Jones. Yeah, what the person who's the best on the high line is Kyle Larson. I know he didn't win the race at Kansas. It's kind of a pit strategy call that didn't end up too well for him as Kirker gets loose. But Larson's probably the best driver I've ever saw up in the wall. There's a photo of him at Kansas when they were taking photos of drivers coming into one of the turns. You can see it had Reddick, Busch, Creed. You can see they were close to it, and then you get to Kyle Larson, and literally you could not fit anything between his car and the wall. He was that close to it. I mean, it is absolutely insane how close that man will go up against the wall. And he can drive. I mean, he can just flat out drive. There's no other words for what he can do. He's just insane. Back here, they're getting jotted up. One thing, too, it's so hard, like, when you're trying to pass on the bottom, because you try to get up under somebody, and like this right here, but once you get that nose at a certain point and you try to get back in the gas, it just won't turn. So you're really trying to just find where the car will bite. I'm looking over at my old pedals. Let me put downstairs. I'm only putting them on my rig. Night. So. See, Adams is gaining on Wishing, though. One thing I think that Wishing can do is maybe move down to the bottom, back up the corners, and kind of burn off the rear, because I think he's probably getting a little bit tight up there. I guarantee you he's got a lot of wheel into it doing this. He's starting to lose the right front on it. See how he's getting closed up on really, really slowly. Biggest mover right now is Jones. He's up 10, so he's definitely came from very far back. Came from 14th so far. He's having a good race at the moment here. Side note, we have somebody place a $130 order for merch at Ghost Racing Network for grnmerch.com, so check that out. I can make custom stuff for y'all if you want it to. Sure, it's definitely held up pretty good. That I got from Printful. Is it Printful? Yeah, no, it's Printful. We did use a different company before, but I switched it over before we actually even sold anything, because I felt more comfortable with this other one. It's actually a little bit cheaper too. Highly rated. Jones, he might get this pass done here on... Oh, got to the quarter panel. They're just enough. But lingering powers over him. They can't get the position. Jones is still going to try for it. Where Allison is. Allison is not... his times have actually... If he's not running hard, his times are not, like, bad. I mean, he's about to get caught here as soon as the issue. They're stacking up behind Adams, though. I've noticed Wishing's been really content with that high line, so I think it's actually maybe paying off for him. I don't know if it's going to work much longer for him, however. I think it's gonna eventually wear out for him. Those are the two screws. There they are. Okay. I got a little bit sidetracked there. I was looking if I had these screws to this still for this rig or for my wheelbase. I'm use a Logitech wheelbase and getting a new one sometime soon. The Logitech G90 is like, or G9 or G920 is a good starting point, but it's definitely nowhere near like, you know, the top of the line stuff, which it's not supposed to be. So Kirker, that's not what you want to do with getting the wall, but actually gets it better run off, surprisingly. I'll take a spot from Jones now. And is everybody else starting to migrate up a little bit now? Higher, 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 low, low. It's about middle. High. So they kind of are going up a little bit higher than what they were before. Very slowly, though. Kind of expected to see this. Well, actually, no, I didn't expect to see this because they don't replicate the high line very well here at iRacing. See how much these guys are putting in the wheel. One thing too, if you have a car up top that's not getting off the corner and you're riding the high line also, it's kind of annoying because you just can't get the runoff, especially when you have a car below you too. You're trying to really wait till the car sets to put the power down, and you can't put all the power down because you're trying to go pointed down the track and somebody's below you, so it's just not working too well. But Wisham's starting to stretch out a gap here, a bit over half a second. Culver's fighting back ever so slowly. Where's Allison at? Allison's... Now he's running faster than everybody. Yeah, he's running 15:18, so... He could have just been running it really slow at the start, but Wisham's gap has just disappeared. Culver's starting to set sail. Trying to catch him as soon as he can. Wisham's getting up right next to that wall. Culver's just staying low the whole time. Really letting his car turn off the corner. He's not staying low. He's staying a little bit lower, but he's not super low on the track. I'm a he. I'm a him. Those are kind of getting bottled up here too. I'm gonna let the camera choose where we go. We're looking at Worlds trying to go up under Houston. Both will go up the track and they get a, let's see, decent. We're actually, Houston gets a little bit of a better one. He's gonna deal with Jones in front of him now. It's gonna slow him down a lot. Oh yeah, a lot. As these guys are, actually, we'll wait here for a little bit. I was in, but too close for me. Slide job, and that didn't work fully. Could have ended up easily wrecked right there, but they give it to him early on. They were just like, we don't need to wreck. Kohler has gotten the lead as all this has been happening. But we will go almost to one, waiting for it to happen still. Yeah, Allison's now catching him. I don't know if this is. I don't think this is planned though. There's no way. No way it is. As we do have a caution. Looks like it's Weaver around. Don't think he hit anything though. Very lucky if he didn't. Gets in the corner. Gets JR's rear quarter panel. Taps him. Tries to go down. Jones is there. JR's on the wall. Gets tapped by Houston in the bumper, and he just slides to a stop. So I don't think any damage is really done to that car. It's just going to be 4 tires in fuel. Looks like he's got a little bit of right rear damage, but it's not. Yeah, it's not bad at all. He should be fine. Watch these guys all come to pit road. I don't know if they've used the double entry pit road or a single entry. As we'll see, yep, they all come in here. This will be 4 tires on fuel. You're not taking no tires at Bristol. This is actually a short track that does wear the tires off because you can blow a right front easily. Other tracks, yeah, they don't really wear, which that's been an issue for them. Or they're still trying to fix that in NASCAR. Ooh, excuse me. Gosh, that was not. Ugh. Kohler will get into his pit box. We'll see who wins the race off of pit road here. It'll probably be Kohler. Actually, it might be Wishing. It may be Wishing here. You're looking at how... No, it's going to be Kohler off. Wishing second. Shothouse third. Perker fourth. And Smalley fifth. Not they're done with their pits. We will go to a side-by-side commercial break here. Gonna have to cut that one a little bit short here because they're about to go back green. It'll be Brennan Kohler who will lead them back to the green flag here. You see lights are off on the pace car. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. The huge jump from Kohler. Race off a 3 and 4 here. Kohler with a good lead. Wishing's already back to that high line. Doghouse really won't fight him too much. We got the 32 of Josh Duke trying that. He'll get a spot on Houston. Might roll it good enough to get a spot on Adams. That's what you don't want to see though. Means he's a little bit loose, trying to chase it down the track. Very well, we were going to see somebody turn there because I saw them just get way down when you shouldn't be down there. One thing that always sucks is you gotta be very careful about how aggressive you are. Because you think, oh, I can put down all the power in the world, I got so much grip, and then the car just goes around, and you're like, what? I don't know, I don't understand how this happened. Had that happen a lot of times to me, and it sucks. Wishing he keeps doing this. I keep noticing that he keeps going up a little bit further every single time. He might be good at the start of the run, but at the end of it, he's not too good because he runs that high line. It could be just burning the tires up. And I think that is what happens to him. They sorted it out pretty quickly. They all got down to the bottom. They're like, I don't want to fight anymore for this. Alvison is either driving really easy or he just hates his track. Because he's not running very fast. His times are like not... They're just not where everyone else's is. Yeah, he's like 15:02. These guys up here are like 14:06s. I'd almost say later in the run, you can probably get away with shifting. Because their RPMs are already like 7,000 going in the corner. So you can probably run a lot harder if you downshift. That's just what I think. I don't know for sure. I'm kind of guessing on that. EA Sports. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Bieber's trying to get a spot on Caden Henry Oaks here. Alright, Linger's trying to get a spot on Caden Henry Oaks. He will get that. Gonna set his sights on JR Houston. A little bit ahead of him. The track I thought about going to this weekend. Evidently, I'm just like, nah, I work that day, but I get off before the race starts. I just don't. I haven't been to a race since Jeff Gordon won in 2015 at Martinsville. That was the last race I had ever been to. Don't know why. Just how it was. Side note, have you all been getting these issues with it saying, crap, hold on. My eyes. No, not my eyes. It's saying that you cannot, sorry, it's saying like session invalid or session expired on Facebook when you get into it. I keep getting those and it doesn't make any sense to me. I remember, no, I don't remember that paint scheme. I was going to say I was just looking at a Jeff Gordon paint scheme. It looked like the Farmville paint scheme that he ran at Bristol, but it's not. It almost looked like it, but it's not. Wishing's gaining though. So is Shothouse. They've gapped Smalley now. They kind of left Smalley in the dust a little bit. He's back there in his own little world. nice Energizer Bunny paint scheme. I want to see where are these guys at. Yep, now here comes Childhouse. He's gonna get up under Wishing. I just don't think that Highline is. I think iRacing tried to replicate it, but I just don't think it's working. Which sucks because I'd want it to work, but it just doesn't. No, early on it did, but now it doesn't. That was when they really rolled out the next gens. I believe this track they're using the low horsepower, or they're using a little bit higher horsepower here. No other tracks they've been using a little bit less, but also a little bit less downforce than what they used to run. I will say I think that they've made the cars definitely harder to handle in the sense of they don't have that low horsepower, high downforce package anymore, which I hated that. They definitely give them more power and a little bit harder to drive, which actually makes it entertaining to watch, but they do have a tire problem that the tires just don't wear at some tracks, and they kind of got to fix that. That's an issue that they've had for a while. From the next gen, not the old gens. The old gens, you burn off that set and you have to get a new one. Kohler might be joined by Childhouse here in a second because he's running about a tenth faster than Kohler currently. Back here, those guys are somewhat spaced out, kind of around James McKee. We got him going at it a little bit. A little bit close there. I think Lingard, if he can get a good run up here once, he'll be able to get up under him. No, not yet though. I really thought he'd be able to get there. It the Gwitty on the Wada. I don't know what I'm saying. As I just realized, I have Speechify. It wants to keep enabling on like everything, so I just went back to check on the stream, and I had the selection to have it talk to me. So I hate reading stuff. I know how to. I'm not stupid. I know how to read. I promise you that. I don't like to, especially when you're in college and you got to read these books that are like 50,000 pages long. You're just like, nah, I'm good. You don't want to do it anymore. You kind of get fed up with it. Yeah, wishing. I think that Highline has some consequences to it. Definitely some consequences. But now that these guys are, we'll wait till they get to half or to lap 100. I'm going to do 2 laps on board with everyone, so that'll end up 38 laps in all. They'll go by really, really fast though. I mean, they're running 15-second laps. That will go by in literally like 2 laps for them will be 30 seconds. It's not the world's fastest half mile for nothing. I think Owens was giving him, or Peters was giving him the path there. Perhaps we haven't seen. I'm not even going to say it. I know when I say it, we'll see it, and I'll be like, you got to be kidding me. Not even going to say it. That's almost wall right in there. Funny story. I didn't even think about this. Haven't told. I don't know if y'all heard this from me, but I know I've told it before. But for people that are kind of newer, I actually got banned from a league at this track. So the reason that I was banned from the league, so I came in, and the first race I ran was a race right before the playoffs, was Talladega. I had computer issues before that, got in there 2 laps down, finished on a lead lap. I think I had a chance to win it. We went to Dover next week, was running second, was really fast, and had the car step out of me out of 2, and we came down and ate the inside wall. So, and this is kind of a lead up to it, so you'll understand why I'm saying all this in a minute. But so then we went to Went to Michigan. I ended up winning that race, the first league race I've ever won in any league. And then we went to Darlington, where I absolutely destroyed them. It was close at the end of the race because of a caution. I actually kind of came back. I led most of the race, came back through the field because I had damage and slipped through my pit box, so I just thought might as well get the damage fixed. Then I actually killed my right front again, had to use my fast repair. I was lucky that a caution came out because it was kind of beat up a little bit. Won Darlington and was absolutely destroying the field here at Bristol. I mean, absolutely just destroying them. I was running the high line. High line was working pretty well. And I think we might have had a caution. I don't know. May have been off of a restart, but I was running the high line the whole entire race. And I think I think it was just off a restart because I just pitted because it wasn't very good on the high line for a couple of laps and the tires started to wear off and they couldn't catch me. And this guy was saying, if you cut across my nose, I'm going to spin you again. Because I was riding high, waiting for the car to set. And when it turned down, I could put the pedal to the floor because it was a different package, I think. I mean, I could literally flat foot it. And they said, I have the clip. I might even play it. But they said, like, he's doing it. And I was so confused. And they said, if you don't quit wall riding, I'm going to black flag you. And I don't know if they were talking to me. Evidently, they actually were. Because I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I wasn't wall riding at all. I mean, I was riding the high line. I wasn't using it to turn at all. And I was black flagged in the middle of the race because they were all complaining about it. And I actually ended up finishing 5th because of it. But when I got black flagged, the broadcasters were even confused that I got black flagged because they saw I wasn't even wall riding. I was like, what am I doing? And the owner of the league, I'll go ahead and say, I'm just going to trash the league, whatever. What's the name of it? I know they rebranded. I don't even care at this point. No, I could care less about this right now. What was the name of it? Are they still? They don't run any races right now. No, they do. Okay, so I'll go ahead and tell you. I'm not going to say the league name. But I'm going to tell you the date that it's upcoming. It is upcoming the 29th of this month. You go search that. Go find the race. It's upcoming on the 29th of this month. That's the name of the league. They rebranded from their old name. Which I think I kind of pushed them to do that. Basically, I was recording my whole race from my in-car view because I did that at the time. So I showed them that. I also clipped the stream, and I asked the owner to, like, can I have an explanation? He said, no, I have to go. And I never really did receive an explanation for why I was black flagged or how you even call this because I wasn't touching it. And I posted that clip on Reddit, and in 2 days, I think it had over 100,000 views on the iRacing subreddit. And it had the league name in it and the driver's name in it also, but it actually got banned because it had drivers' names in it, which wasn't a rule in their Reddit. So I didn't break any rules, but they said that they had the drivers' names in it, which was absolute bullshit. I don't care. I do cuss. It was just bullshit. I'm going to go ahead and say it. But I posted on Reddit and on Facebook. They knew about the Reddit one and the Facebook one. I said, I'm not trying to get y'all bashed. I just want an opinion on it to see what happened. And then one day I woke up, tried to message one of the people that was in the Discord, and I couldn't message them. And when I checked back on it, when I checked my servers, I was kicked from the Discord. And I got one of them to send me a screenshot of what happened, or what the league owner said. And Yeah, I got a screenshot of that. It was the biggest made up fucking lie I ever heard before. They pretty much said that he posted this, yeah, and I did post it. I posted it on Reddit and Facebook, but I wasn't bashing them. I didn't really let him talk trash about either the people that were commenting it. But he said like this, and this. The RC made a bad call, but he shouldn't have posted this online. I was like, you never gave me an explanation. You never talked to me in person for it. You never gave me any reason why. And then he said, this is a good league. We've worked hard. I don't want somebody coming in here and ruining it, which was absolutely made up, straight up made up. Like no explanation, no ownership of what he did. Yeah, it was the worst. No, I mean, it's y'all have like Angel Hernandez in like baseball where he's absolutely blind. I mean, this was like Angel Hernandez in iRacing. I don't know how RC calls that, and I think it might have been the RC in the race that even black flagged me. As hello there, Vamps. You just got the end of me raging or talking about or basically ranting. I'll say that much. I was ranting about my band that I shouldn't have gotten in the league once. I haven't really ran leagues since then. I've run like 2 maybe. I don't really enjoy leagues. I like A opens more. I don't get the whole waiting a whole like week to race. Like I want to race. No. Sorry, I don't want to be waiting. Woo. As we have pit stops happening, I guess. That's surprising. Aiden Kirker, Nathan Yarnell. We put on lap 51, so they're 50, 49, 60 to 70-ish laps into their run. And they've fallen off to 15 highs. People ask me if I'm human. See really many. But okay, now we do have. Yeah, they're all starting to pit now. I think the leaders are going to run as long as they can, and then they'll come down pit road to kind of later on in the run. They don't really have to come down pit road like right now. It's not like an immediate like, oh crap, we got to go type of thing for them. I think it's something that they have to do, but it's not a you have to do it immediately. I'm going to see how long Kohler stays out here. Kohler's got such a lead over these guys that stayed, or that were on the track before he even pitted. He can afford to, oh my gosh, oh, it's cold water. He can afford to stay out longer than what these other guys can because he's got that lead as a cushion, so yeah. Damn, she actually probably should have heard it. It was pretty good. Somebody just smacked the wall. That was Caden. Did he just blow up? He blew up. Howdy. Oh, man. Is he trying to get onto pit road? Yeah, he's trying to get onto pit road. He can't slow down in time and right in the barrels. And he blew his motor. So he's definitely out of the race. His chance of winning is absolutely gone now. That is yeah. I've done stupid stuff coming on pit road too. I wouldn't blame him at all. Getting on pit road is probably one of my worst enemy at some tracks. Some tracks I'm better at it. I know super speedways, which I don't like super speedways at all. Super speedways, I absolutely throw it on in there. Like I am the last guy on the brakes. And I somehow get down to pit road speed. I have no idea how I do it, but I mean, I'm literally, I'm pushing the limit. I'm definitely pushing the limit of speeding. Pocono, really these tracks have like a long pit road. I'm pushing hard because coming off the racing surface onto the apron is hard. Car wants to slide sideways. So I am literally, I mean, and one thing too that I get with this is, when you start locking up tires, I've kind of found when you kind of pump the brakes, kind of lets the tires unlock again. That's what I kind of do when they start doing that. But you talk about locked down, smoke everywhere coming from the tires. I'm going down pit road. That is literally me. And you're like, oh, why are you doing that? Well, I'm like, okay, there's 2 reasons why. 1, these tires are coming off anyway. 2, I want the time coming on pit road. 3, why not? If you can get time, just throw it in there. Had to change your brake bias, so found that out the hard way. Don't ask me how I know. Who was that down pit road? That was Nathan Yarnell. Guarantee you that probably the people who look at my college profile, my email, is probably curious on what's happening. It's a kid with a Subway bag on his head. Doesn't make any sense at all. Not one bit. Now Kohler's running the lap traffic. So these guys at 13th on have not pitted. They could honestly go to lap. If they go to lap 150, they're going to do this one stop. Going to be a one-stop race for them at this point. I don't think it's necessarily a bad call either. A little bit nervous there for him. Didn't like that. Moving around too much for my liking. Josh Duke coming down. Yeah, and Kohler has an 8-second lead, but he's also stuck behind Roberto and Jones, so he's going to lose a little bit of time here, I think. No, he's not. He's going to gain a little bit. Shothouse is getting lapped by the cars that have fresher tires. Cars that have fresher tires are going around him, kind of trying to unlap themselves. Bristol's not uncommon to go, like, I think, only at least 2 laps down when you pit under green, because the track is so small. The pit road is also small, but it's not uncommon to see a lot of laps down at Bristol. Also not uncommon at Martinsville either. Martinsville is a really weird place to pit. At pit road feels like it's forever. One thing about Martinsville too, before they had the choose rule in NASCAR at all, one of the funniest things I ever saw was, I'd go there to the races, and they didn't have the choose rule, because it was old style NASCAR. Why am I dropping frames? Because it was old style NASCAR, but they would all stop on the end of pit road because they all wanted the inside. So they literally what's going on with this? Sorry, y'all. You probably saw that disconnect there for you. I don't know what is going on with my frames. My frames are dropping. It doesn't make any sense. Try to uncheck and disable network optimization. I need to do that just because it doesn't do it all the time. I have to fix that. But Brendan Kohler, he's down pit road. I'm going to have to figure out why this is wanting to give me a crappy frame here. I should not be doing that. Maybe the firewall we got, the 32 is spinning. That's going to bring out a caution. I was just trying to get to the firewall, and I just saw that. Kohler was just down pit road. That was Josh Duke. On the bottom here. Gonna just get loose on his own. Oh, destroys that inside wall. Smokes it. Rips the front end off. Somehow still rolls. Don't know how. The front end's rolling down the track. That car is most likely done, though. But Kohler, he will be stuck 2 laps down. It's giving me connection issues here. Let me see if I can find this here quickly. Try to fix it. Sorry about that. We are back now. We didn't miss anything. Yeah, I just had to restart OBS. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry about that. We didn't miss anything. Completely my fault. I'm going to have to figure out why it's wanting to kind of jump around everywhere. Yeah, it looks like once I restarted it, it went fine. We didn't miss anything. It just came down pit road. Again, completely my fault. Y'all's internet's okay. Mine's apparently just breaking everywhere and not wanting to do what it needs to. So Kohler's only going to be a lap down. Oh, this sucks though, because he's trapped a lap down. In the choose roll that they're having here before the start-finish line. Just realized I have, for some reason I have a old 8-year-old try not to laugh challenge like tagged on my quick links. For some reason I don't even know why I do. T-Pace car will pull in here though. Thomas or Chris Worrell will bring them back to green as green flag is back in the air. We are back underway here. Oh, JR is loose and they save it. That was almost bad. They almost run over each other. That was JR and Marcus both loose coming out of 4. That's them thinking the tires are good when they are evidently not. Oh, we got the 6 of... What in the world? I'm going to go back and watch, see what happened to him. Did you just get loose getting in the corner? Got loose coming off of 4, chased it, almost wrecked. So he basically wrecked down the whole front stretch. Did a good job of saving it. Almost gets ran over by Allison. Good job from him to save that. I thought he was going to go around. But Smalley with the lead now. One question I do have. So, Kohler, he's a lap down. But, you know, we were looking at Kohler's lap time also. He had an 8-second gap. I think he can unlap himself the hard way. And I would dare say, catch them again and pass them. This might be Bill Elliott version 2. I'll be surprised if I see that. The way he just seems to be a lot faster. Ow. Smacked my knee on the table. See, he's already up to 2nd. He's going to unlap himself up. He has left side damage. He's gotten into contact with somebody. So he's going to unlap himself probably here. He needs to get it done before he gets to Allison, that's for sure. As he will, so he unlaps himself the hard way. He'll go back in the lead lap. 14 seconds behind, though. Ralph Smalley with the lead. Shothouse, he is not lapped. He does have a chance here to go catch Walker. I think he's actually set Walker up for a little bit of a pass. Yeah, he will do that. But now that we're 173 laps into the race, we're going to do 2 laps on board with each driver here, starting with Kyle Smalley the next time by. Be really quickly 2 laps because this track is not too big. Sorry, y'all. No, I definitely got a little bit lost there because this track is so hard to count laps on. But look at this big mess that we got. I mean, this is an absolute massive mess of cars. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars within the span of probably 2/10 over each other. Walker's trying to lap Kohler again. Kohler's trying to stay on the lead lap. Shothouse is in this battle also. Lindgren's trying not to wreck himself up top. Shothouse just shot at 3 wide and Allison on the bottom. Shothouse is chasing Walker. Walker's trying to get away from Shothouse. Smalley's chasing Shothouse. So these guys are everywhere. Literally everywhere at this point. Racing each other, trying to catch each other. Actually, Kohler might be a pick here for one of these guys if they use him right. Got to use him correctly, though. No, they did. They did it right there. If Kohler, or not Kohler, what Shothouse really wants Kohler to do is move down to the bottom. Give him the top. If he can give him the top, he'll be happy with that. As news about Shane Van Gisbergen. Okay, Shane Van Gisbergen signs with Trackhouse Racing to make Cup Xfinity truck starts in 24. So if he's coming to NASCAR, it's official. Just got a notification for that from NASCAR's app. I think he really liked it when he came over here, to be honest with you. He seemed like he enjoyed it a lot. That is not normal. Is my 5G not working? It may not be. Actually, let me switch over. That makes sense. It's not going to switch over because I didn't need to. So let's look at the speeds at our house. We've got some upload packet loss because of me streaming. So yeah, not surprised. And a jitter. We have 7 ping though. As JR almost loops it. Somebody's going down pit road. That's Lindgren. Shothouse he's probably like, man, this is getting intense now. It's about to be all over each other here. Kohler's really messing with him. If Kohler, he's like Ryan Newman here. He's not doing anything wrong. He's just being so hard to pass. You're like, please get out of the way. I don't want to deal with you. Watching Shouthouse's stream right now at the moment, actually. Yeah, so Shothouse has gotten by him. We can go set sail a little bit more here. Walker's going to get in the wall. That's not going to help you at all there, bud. Before these guys get inside of 25 laps to go, we will go to our final commercial break here. It will be side by side, however. Ghost Racing Network now has merch. Go to grnmerch.com to browse our selections from stickers to custom-made by-request hoodies and shirts. If you've ever wanted to support Ghost Racing Network outside of YouTube, here's your chance. Ghost Racing Network, or the scary side of iRacing. As there it goes, it starts sending me data finally. We are back here, 13 laps left, and I'm going to have to figure out what my issue is with OBS. I don't know what it is. It's just something with it. It just doesn't like this internet. I don't know what it is. It used to be fine before. We haven't missed anything, 12 laps to go. However, Shouthouse has really fallen back. He is not gained really anything at all. He's about 2 seconds behind. Actually, he's been passed by Whirl. I've been saying that. I think he really burned off his tires. I really think that Kohler messed with him more than anything else. Kohler, he was fighting really hard to stay in the lead lap, and Shouthouse was having to ride that high line, and he just had to wait forever to get around Kohler. I think that just ended up hurting him way, way too much. These 15 laps are going to feel like forever for Walker here, though. Seven laps to go, and hold on, Whirl's coming. Just ran 2 tenths faster that lap. Oh my gosh, hold on. 2 tenths faster that lap again. He's got 6 laps, but I don't think he's going to catch him, but he's making an effort here at the end. A second now. There's no way. No way he's going to catch him. Oh my gosh. Whirl might actually catch him. 4 laps, 7 tenths behind. He ran 3 tenths faster that lap. There'll be 3 laps to go when they come down to the line here. It'll be 5 tenths, 4 tenths separating the leaders now. 3 laps to go. Where in the world has Chris Whirl come from? Driven out of nowhere in the closing laps and has ran down Thomas. It'll be oh my gosh, it's going to be at the line. 2 tenths now, 2 laps to go. Down below 2 tenths of a second. Whirl's on the bumper of Walker Thomas. This could be for the race lead. What is Whirl going to do? He's going to have one more lap around here. I think he's got to set up Walker Thomas. No, he's going to get back to the throttle here. Walker Thomas will lose the lead to Chris Whirl. Whereas he came from. Came from 2 seconds back out of nowhere. Walker's going to have one last shot here, but Chris Whirl has literally came from the middle of nowhere in the closing laps, and he's going to win here at Bristol. Oh my gosh, where did he come from? What? Where did World just come from? I don't know where he came from. Oh my gosh. Where in the world did he come from? I mean, he literally came out of nowhere. I'm gonna bring in the top 3 here now. What in the world? Gonna wait for these guys to get in the waiting room here. Oh my gosh. He shaved off 2 seconds in, I think, under 10 laps. Wait for, no. There he is. He's in the waiting room. About to ask him that in Discord, but we'll bring in the 3rd place driver and David Childhouse. Let me make sure that don't mute myself. Make sure that my sound works here completely. It does. So I'll bring in David Childhouse, the 3rd place driver. Hey, David, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, Bryce, I got you.
And so you followed a little bit short there at the end. You know, what was happening in those closing laps? Do you think that Kohler played a factor in there with you having to kind of really wait to find a way around him?
Yeah, I didn't have words that were fit for airwaves about the lapped cars here tonight. Yeah, they definitely played a role, but you could look at the 6 or the 12 and be like, well, they managed to get past me and drive away from me, and they had to deal with it too. So I was just right in the middle of it, right in the thick of it. But yeah, the lap cars being too wide and everyone running the wall because that's the best line and all that, it's just frustrating. But they have their own race to run to, so it is what it is.
I'm gonna say, so were you one of those drivers that had pitted before that last caution came out, or were you still on the track there? I'm not sure. I might have forgotten.
I had not pitted yet when that caution flew, so I was fine. I hadn't even thought about pitting for a number of laps still. I still had a ways to go.
And so, do you think that really changed the race there? Because it caught a lot, like especially caught Kohler 2 laps down. It caught a lot of these guys that were running up front, like multiple laps down. Do you think that changed the whole race when that happened?
Yeah, definitely changed the whole race. I mean, it took the 36 out of it, and anybody else that got caught multiple laps down because of that. And I think there's some guys that are not too happy about why the caution came out. I haven't gone back to look at it yet, but killed a long run. It came right in the middle of a green flag cycle. It wiped out a guy that was dominating the race from seeing it through. So yeah, it definitely played a big role.
So how was Bristol here? Because I know I haven't ran it in a while. Did they fix it to where you can run the high line now and it's not only the bottom line? Because it used to be high line, then it went back to the bottom. So how does this track run here now?
The first half of this race, I was running it wrong. I was stuck to the bottom, but I also wasn't shifting. And what I realized was that that's a terrible way to do it. And I'd heard people shifting, and I didn't really want to try it or do it. But then I did it that whole last run, and it seemed to help me be a little bit faster for a little bit longer. But, I mean, you can see we were all running the wall. I mean, you can make passes. You had to do slide jobs as the laps went on. But I feel like this is the best that Bristol has raced in a long time. Certainly, this was a much different race than what we had in the spring when we were here. The cars changed since then. I think the track maybe has changed as well. But it just felt like you had more options than before. But racing at night, it always tightens everything up. So the car was a little more on the right front. It wasn't as out of control either. So that probably helped.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, Bryce, thank you. A big shout out to the new sponsor on the car here tonight, Splash and Go Graphics. Appreciate them giving me a brand new design to show out here. So if you go check out Splash and Go Graphics on Facebook or on Twitter, and you are a new customer, new customers can save 10% off their first order of a custom paint scheme here in iRacing using code HOUSE. Just tell them Shield House sent you over. And a big thank you to Next Level Racing, Thrustmaster, Advanced GG, and everybody at twitch.tv/ShieldHouse. They got themselves one whale of a show. I haven't driven this hard in a long time, Bryce. That was quite the workout, but a lot of fun. And a pretty good points night, too.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good third place finish tonight, man.
Thanks, Bryce.
That was David Shouthouse, the third place driver. We will bring in the third place driver. We will bring in the second place driver and Walker Thomas. Hey, Walker, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Gotcha.
Man, so what happened there, those closing laps? 'Cause it looked like you had the race in the bag, and then World just came out of nowhere. So did you end up wearing your tires off there?
I mean, I tried to save them. There was kind of a period, maybe 15 or so laps. I couldn't get clear of Brendan, who was trying to stay on the lead lap, and I think that probably just took a little bit of the juice out of the tires, and by the end there, just had nothing left for Chris. I mean, he was better than me all night, so he deserved it more than me anyway. I mean, Brendan probably deserved it. He was lights out on that long run to start, and he got, 2 laps down by being in the pits when the caution came out. So sucks for him, but yeah, probably didn't even have a race winning car, so not upset.
Now, I was going to say, so how much did that hurt with Kohler fighting you as hard as he did? Because he was there for at least a good 10 laps.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it helped my tires by any means, but I don't think it destroyed them. Running the bottom at Bristol, you save tire just a little bit better. So at least I wasn't, having to run the top trying to get around him. But I mean, it definitely probably affected it a little bit. Considering it came down to one lap, it may have cost me the win, but at the same time, I don't blame him whatsoever for doing it. I mean, he's trying to stay on the lead lap. He just had an unfortunate circumstance down on pit road, and it's racing at Bristol, so it was still fun.
And so how did that caution about halfway through the race there change it? Because that trapped a lot of the good cars a lap down there. It's like, how did it change it from your point of view?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had restarted on that run almost near dead last, and worked my way up into third. And so I felt pretty good, but Brendan was still, I think, a good 3 to 5 seconds ahead of me and Chris. So I don't know if we were catching him or not. I know there were a couple other guys that tried some strategy. I know Aiden pitted really early. So, I mean, it definitely mixed some things up. I wish it wouldn't have turned out that way. And I don't know what caused the caution quite yet. I'll have to go back and look at it. But I think either way, it turned out okay for the 12 car tonight.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, just Under Pressure Power Washing for sponsoring again. Like I said last week, greatly appreciate them hopping on board and allowing us to have a broadcast each and every week. Want to send a congrats to my teammate Chris on the win, even though it stinks to bring it home P2 behind him for the second time this year. Still awesome for Balls Out Racing. I think that's 5 in a row for us. So getting hot at the right time. And last is Diecast fans for being on board most of this year. Make sure you use the code DFans on Circle B and get $5 off shipping. And that's all I got.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good second place finish tonight, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to have to go back, and I'm going to show... Yeah, I'm going to wait to go and rewind this. We're going to rewind pretty far back, but we'll bring in the race winner and Chris Worrell. Hey, Chris, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Hey, what's up, Bryce?
Man, so you came literally out of nowhere the last 10 laps. What did you do there at the end? Because I was like, Walker's got this in the bag, and then I started looking at your times, and I was like, okay, he's 2 tenths faster. He's 2 tenths faster. Now he's 3 tenths faster. So what was happening there at the end that your car just looked like it just set sail on you?
I think the anger that I had of Kyle holding me up there just put me on a whole different level. Then I just got impatient and just took off. Jokes aside, though, I just stayed on the bottom there until later in the run, and I just ran the top when I needed to make up time, and just took care of the tires, really.
So do you think that really them having to fight Kohler as hard as they did, that actually helped you because you weren't really around that battle that was happening there?
No, that didn't help me at all. It was hard to get around Kyle, which it is anyway. But especially Brendan on top of them two, that was just letting Walker slip away. And one lap longer, I would have stayed behind them. I obviously wouldn't have got the win there. But speaking of Brendan, I feel really bad that caution came out. There's nothing I wanted to do more than try to chase him down from that lead he had and beat him. Fair and square. I hate that caution came out for him. Hopefully we can run it back again next season. But yeah, just congrats. I'm just excited for the win. That's for sure.
I was amazed. I was like, "There's no way he's gonna catch him." And then when I saw you get as close, I was like, "Okay, you got to be joking." And then
Yeah.
I was just looking at times, and I kept noticing that you were just like 2/10 faster every single lap. And then I kept looking over at the actual like timing that's on the broadcast, because there's two different timings. I was watching the tower and then the actual tower to where it shows me closer. And I was like, he is faster every single lap, and you were like almost 4/10 faster one lap. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And that time just went down so fast there. But how did that caution in the middle of race change it for you from your point of view? Because that caught a lot of good cars a lap down.
I mean, I really feel like I might have, I really feel like I was going to catch Brendan there anyway and pull out with the dub. But, I ran him down. It was about 6 seconds in front of me when he pit. And I had already like made up my mind to pit with 80, 75 to go, just because I knew I could, 75, 80 lap run. I could really stretch it out pretty fast. But yeah, I hate it for Brendan, man. He's so fast, and I want to, come out here, especially at a track where I know I have a good shot, and try to beat him straight up. So I really hate that caution came out for him. I don't know what happened, but good job to Brendan tonight. Sorry, he didn't get a good finish there. It'd have been awesome to battle him there. But also shout out to Walker too. That was a awesome finish so far. Both the wins I've got this year, it's been neck and neck with Walker, and he's tough to beat too. So just glad to have him as a teammate. There to race at the end, nice and clean. That's for sure.
Man, well, I will let you go. Good job with the win here tonight, man. That was definitely a good closing few laps there from you.
Thank you, Bryce. Shout out to James Lowe. He built the car for me tonight. Appreciate it, buddy. Balls Out Racing. Thank you, Bryce, and Ghost Racing Network for putting on the broadcast and all the admins. Ryan, appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Go celebrate your win there.
Thank you.
Chris Worrell literally came out of nowhere. We're going to go back. It's going to be way back, and I mean absolutely way back in this timing. If I can find it. Oh, Lord, this is going to be way back here. So I need to go. This is the Weaver wreck, I think. It's not here. I'm trying to get to is the 32 car crash. Josh Duke. Where is his at? It's going to take me a long time to find it. Just heads up. I mean a long time to find it. And you have freaking Caden nosing in on the pits. There it is. Okay. So, someone's not too happy about this. Hope he's still watching. We're going to watch. So, Josh Duke, 32 car on the bottom. We're going to go cockpit with him. This is Duke's cockpit. That is not... Okay, we're going to go rear view. Gearbox. No, it's not gearbox. That is gearbox. So dang close. We're going to go from a chase view, actually. It is so close. But he goes up, doesn't get touched. It's very close. We're going to slow down. I'm going to slow-mo it. I want you to watch his wheel the whole entire time. His wheel in his cockpit is sideways the whole entire time. You can hear his tires here. Right here, he's still got wheel into it. He's not even attempting to straighten out yet. Now he maybe tries to. His rear end's already going around here. Already going around. And like even think he gets touched by Kyle at all. We're going to go look at Kyle's view. And we're going to go look at a chase also. He's going to go right front chase. Left front chase. So this is going to give us pretty much the best view that we've gotten here. So almost there. He doesn't touch him. He is very, very close. We're going to actually change the camera view on this. I'm going to get a good shot of it. No, I need to figure out how to do this. Okay, I'm going to have to move it over. Yes, this is what it looks like when we do this stuff. So this is the view we've gotten here. Okay, I'm going to rewind it, and we're going to look at Kyle's bumper the whole entire time. Coming off the corner, coming off the corner, coming off the corner. Duke is probably loose about here. Doesn't touch him at all. And then there you see him go. Watch it real time too. Record this also. But you can see that there. I will go over the finishing order here now. Get away from all that crap. So race winner is Chris Worrell, second Walker Thomas, third David Shothouse, fourth Kyle Smalley, fifth James McKee, sixth Marcus Adams, seventh Jordan Weaver, eighth Brendan Colbert, ninth Aiden Kirker, 10th Calvin Allison, 11th Brian Jones, 12th Roberto Ramirez, 13th J.R. Houston, 14th Brad Peters, 15th Zach Lindgren, 16th Jared Wisham, 17th Josh Duke, 18th Nathan Darnell, 19th Caden Henry Oaks. That was a pretty good race at the end. Chris Worrell literally came out of nowhere there, but it was very fun to watch. I'm going to roll this animation, and I will let you all go.